Libraries are one of America's greatest resources. And in a world of video games, the internet, and cell phones, the librarian's role of introducing students to literature has never been more important. But can a librarian make a difference in the life of a child? Hi, I'm David, and as the only child of a second grade teacher, I was always encouraged to read. But it was my 7th grade librarian that really got me hooked on books. She didn't introduce me to the Dewey Decimal System, fiction or nonfiction, or card catalogs. I had learned these library basics years before from another great librarian. What she did was introduce me to a burro in the story Bridie of the Grand Canyon. When I finished the book, I thanked Miss Hasbrook for making the recommendation, but she said I should thank the author. We looked up the address, and I wrote a letter to Margaret Henry. And believe it or not, she wrote me back. And now, I have children, both of which attended Homer-Pittard Campus School. And my wish is that they, along with their classmates, could have a great librarian that would make a difference in their lives the way Miss Hasbrook did for me. And it seems my wish was granted.
Our librarian has a special gift here to be able to take a child who is struggling with reading and may not be excited about reading. And when you can send them to her, and 9 times out of 10, those children come back and they'll say, you know, our librarian gave me this suggestion and they love to read. As a classroom teacher, you want to try to find a way to instill the love of reading in children, and working closely with the librarian helps you to match that child with books that can help them hopefully find pleasure in reading.
My children do attend the library 2 times a week. They're so proud to take a book home and to understand how to turn the pages correctly and care for books. And therefore, I think that builds a foundation for the love of reading eventually. So her job is very important. In our case, Mrs. Hayes, she's our new librarian.
At Campus School, we create really, really strong, good readers. And that is because all of our classroom teachers across the board promote independent reading at Campus School from kindergarten through 6th grade. And I get to support those efforts in book selection.
A lot of times children don't know that they like to read until they find a librarian or a special teacher who can point them in the direction of a book that relates to them.
Of course, a librarian is a teaching position, and we view it that way. So the librarian is there to teach students how to use resources to find information.
The other way that I help, and a lot of people who aren't in a school don't know this, I pull materials for those teachers.
I give her themes that we work on throughout the year. She gathers materials and resources that we are able to use from the library in our classrooms to support our curriculum.
So I'm going to be having her students in library, and we're going to be working on research skills.
That means that students are learning how to learn. There's no way we can all know all the facts. Way too many facts in this world. But we do need to know how to find the facts. So we learn how to learn through all of our teachers, but probably more particularly our librarian.
So that each child in this school can find something they love to read. So yeah, they do. They help match children with books that take them to wonderful places in life.
My wife and I are grateful for the emphasis that Campus School places on reading, and we're convinced that our children are already hooked on books. As for me, Miss Hasbrook and a personal letter from Margaret Henry really encouraged me to read. And all these years later, thanks to a special librarian who went out of her way, I still find joy in books. So, can librarians make a difference in the lives of children? I think so.